there's a lot of cloudiness around the origins of COVID-19 still. So I wanted to ask, are you still confident that it developed naturally?
No, I'm not convinced about that. I think that we should continue to investigate what went on in China until we find out, to the best of our ability, exactly what happened.
This question about the Wuhan lab, we know that it's been debunked that this virus was man-made or modified or anything like that.
Coronavirus was man-made in a lab in Wuhan, China. And yet this week, Donald Trump is still pushing the debunked bunkum.
My question is, have you seen anything at this point that gives you a high degree of confidence that the Wuhan Institute of Virology was the origin of this virus?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
It's clearly the case that Trump is divorced from the facts.
He does not face reality or the facts. Coming up with a conspiracy theory to try and foment xenophobia.
He can't sit back and let his own intel community do their jobs. He's always got to go out. He's got to speculate. He's got to make things worse.
And then there's this theory, widely debunked. This paper from 2 Chinese researchers that says it is plausible that the virus leaked accidentally from one of 2 labs near the Wuhan seafood market.
People don't keep bats in captivity. Complete baloney.
We don't need to invoke conspiracy theories. It's just basic biology.
The conspiracy theories fill the void.
I'm telling you, the Chi-Coms are trying to weaponize this thing.
Conservative talk show host Rush Limbaugh with zero proof, suggesting a Chinese bioweapon lab is to blame. A Chinese official tweeting it might be U.S. Army who brought the epidemic to Wuhan.
The New York Times reporting, quote, the lab has been the focus of unfounded conspiracy theories promoted by the Trump administration about the pandemic's origins. Washington Post, those geniuses, called it a conspiracy theory that was already debunked. PolitiFact also labeled it a debunked conspiracy theory. One Voice, fake news CNN, they called it a conspiracy theory that, quote, almost certainly is not true. NPR, national propaganda radio that you pay for, they reported scientists had debunked the theory. The AP referred to it as a myth that was surviving online despite the facts.
It's very, very strongly leaning towards this could not have been artificially or deliberately manipulated. A number of very qualified evolutionary biologists have said that everything about the stepwise evolution over time strongly indicates that it evolved in nature and then jumped species.
We've come a long way from people dismissing this as a conspiracy theory to a lot of people taking this seriously, Maggie.
Then President Trump and Mike Pompeo, the Secretary of State, both suggested they had seen evidence that this was formed in a lab, and they also suggested it was not released on purpose, but they refused to release the evidence showing what it was. And so because of that, that made this instantly political.
Well, I said it right at the beginning. That's where it came from. I think it was obvious to smart people that's where it came from. I have no doubt about it. I had no doubt about it. And people didn't want to say China. Usually they blame it on Russia. It's always Russia, Russia, Russia. But I said right at the beginning it came out of Wuhan.